Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're gonna be playing Pips. Heck yeah! Main focus is to do the Kangaroo. But first, let's go back and I'm gonna go ahead. Start with easy mode. Okay, so first off, how do we solve Pips? Well, the idea is, and there's multiple ways to go about it. The way I like to go about Pips is to solve it in a way so that I could prove to myself that the solution I found is the only solution, or I find all solutions. I like to find all the solutions, not just randomly guess till I find a solution. So let's start with the left side here. We have a greater than 4, so we need something greater than 4. Well, we don't have any 5, so we only have 6. And then there's another greater than 4 here. So maybe it's gonna be like a 6. Hold on. I like the sounds to play. There we go. Okay. So you have a 6 something and a 6 something. Well, what if the 6 something, what if we did this? Well, we can't because there's no other 4s. So this will have to go here, and this will have to go here. We only have one other 0, so that works because of the 3. And then now we only have 1 3 left, so that 3 would go here for this, and then there's that. So pretty straightforward. Now let's try this one. And I actually solved all of these already, so now I just need to remember how I solved it. For starters, we have a 4 equals. So what could that be? 0, 0, 0, 0. So that could be 0. Could be 1. No, we don't have any 1s. Do we have any 2s? Nope. Do we have any 3s? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 3s, so that's not that. 4 is 1. 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this could be a 5. And we only have 2. 1, 2, 3 6s. So this is either going to be a 0 or a 5. Well, if we did 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have exactly 4 5s, but we need one of the 5s here, which would mean we wouldn't have enough left to, never mind, I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 5 5s. And both 5 and 0 work because we need a double for either here or not. Well, it can't go up because that would cut that off. But we need either 5 5 or a 0 0. We need a double here, and we have both 5 and 0. So not making much progress. Greater than 5, that can only be 6. What do we have? What 6s do we have? Well, that doesn't work because that has to be less than 2. Same reason for that. So this is the only one that can work here. So we officially have our first piece. Let's go back to this here. Could we do the 3 3? Well, if we did, then we need a 3 5 because this can't go up or down because this 5 protrudes this way. So we would need a 3 5. Do we have a 3 5? We don't. So the only other 3 we could use would be this. Now we need a 6 5. We do have a 6 5. Okay. So now we can see one of the equals will go here, or one of the doubles, whatever I'm calling them, would go here, another would go here. And we have a less than 2. Only one of these dominoes works for the less than 2. So let's put that there. And that means we're left with just the 5 5 to put here. So now this is 5s. Could this go here? No, because this needs to be less than 2. So that leaves that. And that leaves that. Alright. Kangaroo, this is the one that actually inspired me to make this video. This is a very interesting one. Right off the bat, you can see that 0 0 goes there. Nothing else would work there. And I am actually going to Okay, let's do some drawing here. So this is a real interesting one. We can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 3 groups of 5. Well, what domino pieces do we have that would work? I'm just gonna count them out real quick, excluding this because that's it's done already. Okay, there we go. So, what could work? Well, that could work for the 1s, not the 2s or the 0s. The 3s or the 4s. Nothing else works. And that's 3. So we found our group. This is either going to be 1, 3, or 4. 1, 3, or 4. 1, 3, or 4. So now what? Well, let's take a look at this 5 right here. We have 4 5s. What 5s do we have? These guys. So, and you can see this is either going to go right or down, dipping into both of the big equals. So it'd have to be either a 5-1, 5-3, or a 5-4. And we only have one that fits that criteria. The 5-1 here. So the 5-1 is going to go here. Or here. Well, let's actually see what happens when we go right. If we go right, then that makes this 1. And I'm gonna switch back to here. If we go right, then this is 1. So then we would do this. Well, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have an odd thing, so that cuts off. So this cannot go right. So bam! We officially know where the 1s are going. So the 1 that goes there, and now we have 3 more 1s. One is going to go like that, another is going to go like that. But remember, this is either going to be a 3 or a 4. So the 1-6 would not work there. The 1-0 does not work there. We have a 1-3, no 1-4. So that would have to go there. Still don't know yet what's going to go here, but we know this blue one is 3. Let's get the 3 doubles out of the way. That goes there because that's the only that has to go there. And obviously we use the 3-3, so we can't do horizontal here. Now we have to do vertical. Well, we need a 3 small. Small is a no. Do we have a 3-1 or a 3-0? No 3-1, I don't think. Nope. So just a 3-0. I'll go there. How many 3s do we have left? I think there's just the 1. And would you look at that? This is the 4. So we already know that that doesn't work. So that would have to go like that. Now we have 2 more 4s. And don't know what goes where yet. So at this point, this is another snag here. I forgot to mention earlier that I actually got stuck for a while on like this piece was easy, but figuring out where this goes was it. I kind of got stuck there because like, well, I know it's going to be a 5-1, but I don't know if it's going to go right or down, and then I just didn't explore. Sometimes you just have to like try things out. Wait. Keeping in mind that like, because let's say if this piece did work going right and it worked going down, then that's a fork in the road. That's I have to explore both paths because remember, I'm trying to find all solutions. Anyway, that's kind of a tangent there. We need a double here. We could do 5 or 2, so don't know yet what's gonna go there. I'm trying to remember what I did earlier to make this work. Obviously, we need a 10 here. We could do the 5-5 or the 4-6. Well, let's just try stuff out. Let's try. See what happens if we do 2-2. Now, if we do 2-2, next up we have a 2 0 and a 2 4. Any other twos? No, just those two. Well, let's go. Let's try 2 0. Now we need a 0 1, and that would work. So now let's take it back. I want to try the other possibilities. 2 4. Does that work? Do we have a 4 1? We do not, so that would not work. I want to see what happens if we try the 5 5. Would 5 5 work there? We only have 1 5 left at this point. And now we need a 6 1, which we do have. So that's 2 possible thingies that could potentially work there. Okay, so I'm gonna hold off on that for now. Let's explore this, because we only have 2 4s, right? Either could work there. So let's see what happens. What if we do a 2? Okay, that's right. That's what it did. Okay, so there's a 4 2 there. Well, now we need a 2 small, like less than 2, and a 2 bigger than 2. Do we have those? While we do have a 2 less than 2, that leaves us, we only have a 2 2 there, which is not greater than 2. So that does not work, which means this piece does not work. That leaves us with the other 4. So it would have to be that. And to prove it, let's see, we only have 2 6s. One is smaller than 2, and 5 is greater than 2. There we go. And let's point out the fact that we just used the 4 6, which was the other piece that would work there. So now this is the only one that fills this 10, and we just used our doubles. So now we only have 1 double left. That goes there. Remember from earlier, the 2 4 didn't work because we don't have a 4 1. So this has to be that. There's that. And there's that. Yay. Cool. Crikey. We filled up the kangaroo, mate. Right, mate? I'm sorry.